Rosen was part of a bipartisan group of U.S. delegates who visited Israel following the devastating attacks by Hamas, and she joins us now. I know you just returned from Israel. What did you see?
Well, thank you for having me on this afternoon. I appreciate it. Yes, I was proud to go on this bipartisan delegation with Senator Schumer, Senator Kelly, Romney, and Cassidy. And we wanted to show, again, our unwavering support for the state of Israel in the face of this unmitigated, premeditated terrorist attack against innocent civilians in Israel. Let me be clear, Hamas is a terrorist organization. They premeditated, pre-planned to kidnap and torture, to kill babies in their cribs, to rip Holocaust survivors from their homes, to torture people and kidnap them at a music festival. This was pre-planned. Every evening, they shoot off hundreds of missiles into Israel. I myself, along with others, all Israelis, going into bomb shelters. The sirens go off. You go to a shelter and you wait. You wait. And that time you wait, you don't know what's happening until you get the all clear to go outside. And then you walk out to see what may have happened around you. This is the terror that Hamas is inflicting upon the Israeli people.
The world is watching. What do you want the world to know about what's going on?
I want the world to watch and see what's going on. You see terror firsthand. There are cameras everywhere. And Hamas, they filmed what they were doing. They found the plans of this premeditated, heinous attack, torture, kidnapping, and all the other things that they had planned. Cold-blooded terror. They don't want to negotiate. They just want to inflict terror. And so what we wanted to do was to show that in the United States Senate, we have support for the state of Israel to defend herself against terror, and that we have to stand up, and that we can't turn a blind eye just because it's difficult to see, that we have to see what terror does to families, how we have to stand up in the free world together to do that, and how we have to provide the kind of humanitarian aid that actually goes to the people who need it and not to the terrorists who take it from them. And so that's why we were there.
And let's talk about that a little bit, that humanitarian aid that you mentioned. Across the border in Gaza, more than 2,700 people have been killed in the strikes. Half the total population of Gaza has been told to leave their homes. No food, fuel, and little water aid has entered Gaza in a week. Critics are now pointing to this as a humanitarian crisis. So how do you make sure that innocent civilians aren't paying the price for the terrorist activity?
Well, the border of Rafah is open. We know that Israel's turned on the water in southern Gaza. It's important. We want people to leave, and we want humanitarian aid to get in. But let's be clear, we don't want that aid to be stolen by the terrorists to use to fuel more and more of their heinous activities. So we have to be sure with our allies and partners in place. I think Secretary Blinken had traveling around the region. He had over a 7-hour meeting with the Israeli government, war cabinet, and others. The president going tomorrow. They've come up with a plan to try to do this and be sure that the civilians, innocent civilians on both sides, are not taken hostage by the terrorists. They call themselves Hamas, backed by Iran. Hezbollah and Hamas, Iranian proxies. We should never forget that.
The FBI fears that the conflict overseas could spill over here in the U.S. Senator, let's talk about that 6-year-old boy, Palestinian American in Illinois, that was stabbed 26 times. Heartbreaking. Your thoughts about what happened, and then what can we do to prevent these, hate-fueled attacks from happening again?
Yeah, I'm just sickened by this. This is all in Hamas's lap. I am sickened by this. The life of an innocent child should never be taken like this. And I pray for the family. I pray for the mother's recovery. And we have to do everything we can to stop hate where it stands. I am the proud co-founder and co-lead of the first ever bipartisan task force to combat anti-Semitism. But broadly, when we do that, we want to condemn hate in all of its forms. So never again is now. It's not okay to hate one group or not hate another. It's wrong always, and we have to find a way to come together, to communicate, and to move forward. The ability for us to live in a free fashion, in a democratic fashion, having the opportunity to discuss our differences and negotiate diplomatically for our future. And on that note, I hope for the quick confirmation in the Senate for Jack Lew as ambassador to Israel, and for the quick confirmation of other strategic ambassadors and military leadership in key strategic positions around the region to show that force, that diplomatic force that we need to hopefully move forward in the region.
Senator Rosen, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.